guys, my name is Sadira, and yes, this is going to be a very boring introduction video because I don't know what else to post. Don't mind my shirt. This is like my mom's bedtime shirt. I stole it from her, but it's Goodfellas. If anybody knows this movie, everybody knows this is such a fucking fantastic movie. I love Ray Liotta, like, oh my god. But anyone who's seen that movie is a fantastic movie, and my mom is like such a big like mobster movie person. Like, she loves mobster movies and movies about the mafia and things like that. So this is one of her shirts. I just threw this on when I got home after work, and this is my introduction video. Like, hi, hello, welcome to my show. I'm just kidding. This is not a show. I don't know what this is. I don't even know what I'm doing right now or what I'm supposed to be doing. Do I have ADHD? I think I have ADHD. No, I don't. No, I don't. I'm just a spastic individual. Hi, my name is Sadira. You may know me from TikTok. If you're coming over from TikTok, hi, hello. I know I haven't posted in forever. I know my TikTok page is dead. I know. But if you're seeing this from YouTube, hi, welcome. Nice to meet ya. But my name is Sadira, and basically, I have like 12 million different nicknames for my name because people cannot pronounce Sadira. So I tell people, you know what, my name is whatever you'd like it to be. So I get Sadie, Dira, Didi. If you're Haitian, in Creole, we got Sadzu, Sadzira, Sadzi. We got, my ex-boyfriend, he gave me this nickname, Sid. Or, he didn't give me the nickname, he just revised the nickname. He just revised the nickname. So, the nickname before was Sid with a Y. And then he was like, why would you make your name Sid with a Y when you already have an I in your name? Just make it S-I-D, Sid. That's who you are, Sid. And I was like, oh shit, you're right. And excuse my language. But I was like, you're right. You know what? You're right. That's the only piece of good advice you've ever given me. I give you that, sir. I give you that. Anyway, my name is Sadira. I am currently 28 years old, and I live in Queens, New York. I was born here, yes, but I did not live here my entire life. When I was 7, I moved to Georgia, or maybe it was younger than 7. I don't really quite remember the timeline on that, but I was young when I moved, and I've been in Georgia ever since. I came back to New York around 2020. Yeah. I came back to New York around 2020, like a little bit after the whole crazy COVID fiasco died down, and I have been here ever since. So that makes it five years now I've been in New York. Yeah. Yeah. So I like to call myself a Georgia peach with a New York attitude because I'm sweet and kind, and I got that Southern hospitality that everybody likes, but I also have the New York attitude, as in I'm hardworking, I'm a hustler. I definitely do believe that pressure makes diamonds. Like, that's something that I've had to learn to accept being up here, and it's a lot of tough love up here too. Like, people can be mean. People can be mean, but they can also be really nice. If you live in New York, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I get that sometimes people think that I'm from like the Valley or somewhere out west because I don't talk with a Southern accent. Some words you can hear it come out. And then other words, like, but I feel like for the most part, you really can't tell. Like, I just sound like I'm from Midwest somewhere or somewhere out west. I get that a lot. They say I don't have a New York accent because I don't. And they say I don't have a Georgia accent because I don't. But some words that I do say, you can get that hint of Southern twang. See what I'm saying? Anyway, I am 28 years old and I currently live in New York. This is really off the fly, but whatever, right? So I have recently graduated from the Swedish Institute of College Health Sciences, which I was in their massage therapy program, and that program was 2 years. Oh my God. If I get into the nitty gritty about what happened to me within those 2 years, you'd be like, Sadira, why didn't you quit? Why didn't you quit? And I was like, I don't quit until I'm completely finished. Like, I gots to see it through, my boy. That is my mindset on everything. Gots to see it through, my boy. Yeah, so I recently just graduated from Swedish Institute. I graduated from their massage therapy program, and I'm currently studying for boards right now. I take boards September 12th. I'm still learning a lot as a new massage therapist and absorbing information, ironing out mistakes, and pretty much just cultivating my craft, right? But this is not the only craft that I like. I like other things too. What other things do you like, you ask? I like music. I like acting or just performing, and I like to sing. I like to write, and I like to act. I can also dance a little bit too, but I don't think I'm really good at it, but I can catch a beat. Like, you throw me in some choreo, I'm pretty sure I can figure it out. And I doodle sometimes. I feel like I'm just an overall like creative person. I feed my mind with creativity. I love learning new things, which is why I always think of myself as a forever student. I wouldn't call myself a jack of all trades. Definitely wouldn't call myself a jack of all trades, but I guess if you would want to consider someone who's interested in so many different things and pursues so many different passions, yes, I am a jack of all trades, but I am a master at none. Like, and just for examples, right? I have been singing I have been singing as long as I can remember, since like the 5th grade. And I've been in choir. I was in my aunt's church choir. Rest in peace, Auntie Gina. I've been singing my entire life. Like, I was in school choir. I was in church choir. I went to take lessons. I've had people listen to my voice and record. I've worked with people. But here's the thing about collabing with other people. Don't burn those bridges. Let's just say that. Don't burn those bridges. Do not get your feelings involved, okay? Because, like, I've went to the studio with somebody and we've made magic, and then feelings got involved, and then the whole project went to ish because either I couldn't control my feelings or that person couldn't control their feelings. And the song just never came out. It happened. I want to say it happened once and twice. No, once. It's only happened once. But I like to record my voice. I love to record songs, but I'm so scared to put anything out because to me, it's not perfect yet, and it just sounds like butt cheeks to me. I hate the way that I sound on any audio when I'm singing. Even my voice sometimes. Like, even my voice I hate. But I sing. I sing. I have a couple of videos on my Instagram if you're interested to hear what my voice sounds like, but I don't really post consistently the way that I'm supposed to because, like I said, I am terrified of what people would think of my own original works and my voice. But I have plenty of audios of me like singing and stuff. I'm just terrified. I'm just terrified to show people. Oh my gosh. Like, if you really think about it, I have a couple of different songs recorded that a lot of people are just like, I wouldn't take you for someone who would go with that genre. Like, I have an indie song recorded. I have a pop song recorded. I have a rap song recorded. I have an R&B song recorded. I have 4 songs. That's already an EP. What the fuck am I waiting? Excuse my language. My gosh. What the heck am I waiting for? I should just drop them, right? No, I won't drop them. Let me tell you why I won't drop them. Because I'm scared that people will think that it's ass. Excuse my language, but you know, I'm cursing a lot. I gotta stop. But I'm scared that people will think it's terrible. But that's part of the creative process, right? We thrive to be we thrive in criticism. You know what I mean? Some criticism, of course, people just do it just to be mean. But the criticism that we get back from people helps us create better work. Why am I so afraid of criticism, you ask? I don't know. Maybe because I've been criticized my whole entire life, and I've never had so much social anxiety around my voice and around my talents until recently. I think my early 20s is when it really came up. I don't know how it manifested, but it manifested in this fear of like being seen, which I'm not gonna lie, I've channeled easily in other ways. Like, back when I was in Georgia, I used to work for a haunted house, and I feel like it was easier to express myself in that way, or just express myself in that area, if that makes any sense, of my talents, because it wasn't personal. You know what I mean? Like, scaring is fun, but it's not personal. It's like an outlet to get out emotions and anger, and once you see people are terrified and having a good time that they're terrified, like, you want to do it more. Anyway, it was a lot of fun, and that was a part of my life that I really did appreciate and benefit from, because not only did I learn so much about myself as a scare actor, I learned my limits too. Because, girl, a lot of falls, a lot of hurts, a lot of pains, a lot of getting hit in the face. Even recently, when I worked at a haunting in Hollis, I think I want to say 2 seasons ago, I only worked there for 1 season. And the reason why I stopped working there, because the building is not up to code. It is not safe in that guy. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to collect my check for this season, and I'm going to be out. I was also working at Queens County Farm as a stock talker, which is kind of like a short monologue. I don't want to say monologue either, because it's not really like a monologue, but it's like a short comedy skit thing before people get into the corn maze, which I have the shirt here somewhere, but it's like a little short little comedy skit before they get into the corn maze. You're supposed to make them laugh. They're supposed to understand the directions, but it's supposed to be delivered in an entertaining way. So I loved doing that. So what? We talked about the haunted house. We talked about both haunted houses. We talked about the first haunted house. We talked about the second haunted house. We talked about Queens County Farm Stock Talk. I've done Froggle Entertainment. Oh my gosh. I loved being a child entertainer. I think that was one of the most was the best thing for my inner child. I'm not gonna even hold you, because it felt, and this sounds so undistinguished, and you know what I mean, like, but whatever, this video's on the fly, right? Your first video is not gonna be your best video. Anyway, I had so much fun being a child entertainer for Froggle parties, because not only did I had to challenge myself to do something that I have never done before, and also make it funny and entertaining, and of course, with everything, there were hits and then there were misses, but at the end of the day, I feel like personally, I do the best that I can, because I am someone who follows through. Like, I got to see it through. So I did that for about a year, I want to say, and I had so much fun, but I just had to stop doing it because of time management, and I was getting ready to graduate soon, and the closer that I got to graduation, like in the later semesters, my course load was getting intense. So I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to do Froggle and do schoolwork and do federal work study, because I was a federal work study student as well for the school. I worked in the financial aid office. Also loved working in the financial aid office. I just got to meet so many different students and talk to so many people from different walks of life and what programs they're going into. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to get to know people, right? And then just giving them proper information on, you know, financial aid, what they can expect, and certain things like that. But there was no way I was going to be able to do Froggle and federal work study and have time to study for school and make sure I'm on top of everything for school. There was just no way. And I tried it for one semester and I ended up burning myself out. I wasn't going to do that again. So when it came to Froggle, though, I had to learn a script, learn different games, learn how to maneuver a puppet and make the puppet funny, which was amazing, and even, like, to an extent, make my own choreo for the dancing games. So there were so many different components that exercised my creative brain. And like I said, sometimes it was a freaking hit, and then other times it was a miss. And as a creative, it's like, you're gonna get that. You're gonna get that. But I loved it. It fed my inner child. It was something I felt like my inner child was missing. Mainly because I got to play pretend. I was a clown from the waist down. I was a race car driver, a dinosaur, a princess. One of the top princesses. I was Elsa. Okay? I was the first Black Elsa. Period. What am I talking about? I don't even know. But I got to do something very special. And till this day, I keep Froggle in a special place in my heart. It just, I don't know. That whole experience just changed my life. And I'm just like, there's so many different ways that you can be yourself and, like, truly yourself. And that was one of them. And I enjoyed it so much. I just enjoy making people laugh. I enjoy making people laugh. I enjoy performing for people, unfortunately. Yeah. Now, if we can get the singing thing off the ground, if we can get the singing thing on and popping, and just not be afraid to sing for people, that would be great. That would be great. That would be lovely. Yeah. The people who know me from TikTok, we're gonna have a discussion, like right now, and it's gonna be pretty brief. I I don't really resonate with the alternative community anymore. I know. I know. I know. Mainly because I got sick and tired of being called a poser, because I'm not a poser. I actually know a lot of different music. If you guys go and look at my Spotify, I have like 4 different playlists with tons of different music on there, and sometimes people that you haven't even heard of, you know what I mean? Like bands and stuff that you haven't even heard of. I just listen to a ton of music. I love music. Music is, I don't want to say it's my entire life, but like music is a big part of my life. And I just, growing up, I always felt like an outsider. I've always felt like an outsider to like my own community, like as in the Black community, because I was an alternative Black girl. I was the weird Black girl who listened to all the heavy metal bands and things like that. Like, I think at the time I was listening to a lot of like Escape the Fate, Five Finger Death Punch. I was listening to freaking Slipknot, Cannibal Corpse. I was listening to some heavy stuff back in the day, and A Bullet for My Valentine. Like, I was listening to a lot of heavy stuff back in the day, and a lot of people would call me weird for it and ostracize me for it. You know what I mean? But I will also listen to rap and R&B and soul music and pop music. Like, all of it is me. All of it is me. And I loved all of it. You know what I mean? So being ostracized from that community was really tough for me, because it's just like, oh, you're the weird Black girl. Why can't Black people be emo? Why can't Black people be alternative? Why can't Black people be themselves? Like, being Black, it's so unfortunate, because not only do Black people do not see you as an individual, but also white people don't also see you as an individual as well. So like, not only are you being ostracized by your own freaking community saying she's weird, you're trying to be white, just be normal, like just dress like everybody else, like, you know, like the urban style that everybody leans towards when you're Black. And that just wasn't me. That just wasn't me at the time. Yes, I liked heavy eyeliner and ripped jeans and Converse and my colorful studded belts and my graphic tees and my dorky fake glasses and my black nails and fucked up, excuse my language, and messed up makeup that was messy and grungy, and that was me, you know what I mean? And it was really tough. It was really tough, like, trying to fight for my individuality. Like, my mother understood it completely, you know what I mean? She always allowed me to be myself, besides like tattoos and piercings. She was very strict on me not gauging my ears, not getting any piercings, not getting any tattoos until she was like, until you really know yourself, just wait on doing those things. And I was like, you know what, that's fair. She lets me listen to the music. She lets me dress how I want. You know, I can abide by these few things, and if I really want them, I can always get them when I'm an adult. Like, it's not that big of a deal, right? And so like, my mother understood me. My mother understood me to a T. Like, she would come from Hot Topic. She's like, girl, I just came from Hot Topic. I saw that they had a, you know, new Pierce the Veil graphic tees, so I got you some. And every time I went through a breakup, we went to Hot Topic. We went to Hot Topic, and she would like splurge on me, like, and then like get me like the fake gauges. And then later on, I got really creative, and I used to, and that's why people think I used to have a septum. I've never had a septum. I used to get the septum piercings, and I would take pliers and cut them in half and then I would like take like eyelash glue, like the clear eyelash glue, and I would put it in my nose like this. And so people thought like I had a real septum, like, and it was just so cool tricking people because you could like flip it up, and people were like, yo, do you have a septum for real? I'm like, no, it's fake, but and people would give me props. They're like, yo, that's pretty cool. I don't even know how you did that, but that's awesome. And I'm like, thank you. And yeah, like I've always been alternative. I've always been grunge. I've never, I don't know who came up with this, but I was never a goth. I never claimed to be goth. Never came. I just said I'm alternative because that's how I like to dress. I love the chokers and the fishnets and the ripped jeans and the Converse and the Vans and the boots and putting crazy things in my hair and wearing dark makeup, and that was me. And I just got sick and tired of being called a poser because I guess my fashion sense wasn't on par with what you would consider to be alternative. And and like to struggle with that, right? To be in a space where like you're doing the best you can, you're showing up as yourself, and it's still not good enough is crazy. Because one, to Black people, you're just weird. They don't understand that. To someone who is like a regular urban Black person, especially here in Hollis, like I see it more now. Like I see alternative teenagers and stuff now, but like to be somebody in Hollis wearing all that dark makeup and chokers and fishnets and boots and things like that, people do a double take like you need an exorcism or something. And it's just something that they just never seen before. It's different, right? But to them it's different, it's weird, but it's also kind of cool. On the other hand, dealing with white folk, don't get me wrong, I'm not racist. I love all races. I've never been racist before in my life. If you look back at my history, my dating history, it's very checkered, okay? We got all different flavors in there, all right? But being in white spaces and being alternative is very difficult as well. And the reason why I say that is because you feel like a stranger. Like, yeah, you guys can relate on the music, you guys can relate on the fashion, you guys can relate on the style, you guys can relate on so many different areas of alternative culture. However, they will never know what it's like to be Black and alternative. They will never know how much racial prejudice we face, stereotypical prejudice we face, because like I said, not only do Black people look at us as one universal thing, but white people look at us as this one universal thing as well. Individualism does not exist for Black people, especially an alternative Black girl. And to fight to be in those spaces, just, to me, I was just like, man, I feel like I don't belong anywhere. Like, and it's not like I've been like trying to fit in with white people. No. But like for a long time, that's how I felt. And then I found the first haunted house that I was working at. And they were just so open and welcoming, and it felt safe. It felt like home. I felt like, okay, I could be myself around these people. I don't have to like water myself down, if that makes any sense. Like, because they get it. You know what I mean? I don't know. They just got it over there. And it was majority white, but I don't know. It felt like I fit in. And then there were times where I didn't. And then I had to explain, hey, this is a microaggression. Hey, this is actually really offensive towards Black people. Hey, I don't like the way that you say A, B, and C. Like, you know, I've had to check a couple people here and there, but for the most part, it was pretty cordial. And then everything fell apart. But we're not going to talk about that. That's a story for another day. But I don't really resonate with the alternative community anymore because for a long time, I felt like I didn't belong anywhere. And then when I was working, and this was before I was in school too, for massage therapy. It was a couple years ago. When I got into a space where there was another alternative Black girl, she really didn't like me. And I couldn't figure out why. And then I heard her one day after our shift, like we're closing the store. This was after we went out to karaoke, and I thought that everybody had a good time. And for that, I will never invite coworkers out ever again. It just, that whole experience ruined it for me. But I heard her talking about my outfit, and she said a couple of things that made me feel like, well, you know what? Maybe I don't belong in this space. Maybe this space is not for me. Maybe like I've been trying for so long, and if another Black alternative girl is saying that same thing that people have been validating to me, maybe this space is not for me. I still listen to the music. I love the music. Right now, I'm really into like punk music, like really underground punk bands. But I grew up listening to music, and the music is a really big part of my life. You know what I mean? Like, I can sit here and I can go down the freaking list of how many bands that I was listening to, and I still listen to. It was really heartbreaking because I was like, I was so nice to this person, and I was really genuine with this person, and they made me feel like I don't belong. Simple as that. And I feel bad for myself almost, because it's like, why would you let somebody else push you out of a space that you belonged to for so long, or you felt like you belonged to for so long, or you tried to belong to for so long? Why did someone make you feel like you didn't know yourself? Like, why did that throw you into an identity crisis? And I think part of it is because of like what happened that night of like karaoke night, which is like, if you guys want to hear that story, wow. Like, anyway, I came into work that following day, or it was maybe 2 days or something like that, and then I can hear the other two coworkers that I invited out talk so negatively about me. And I was like, I didn't do anything to these people. All I wanted to do is make them feel included and make them feel loved and cherished. All I wanted to do was have a good time. And I just remember someone saying like a remark about my outfit, like my outfit was fast fashion. Where's the corset? I can show you exactly what I wore that night, actually. So this is the corset that I wore. And I wore it with like ripped jeans, fishnets, boots. And then I had like these pink gun earrings in. And then like my chokers and my necklaces. And I didn't think there was anything wrong with what I wore. But I was just like, I don't understand how people could be so mean, because the whole night I was hyping her up and I was telling her how beautiful she looked and I loved her outfit, and I don't know, I'm just genuinely a nice person. I can be mean, but I don't like being mean. Being mean makes me sad. Being mean makes me depressed. Being mean makes me cry. I've done the whole anger thing. I've done the whole angst thing. I've done the whole being mean thing. Now I just want to love people, and I want people to feel loved, and hopefully in return I get love, you know? So that was a hard thing like to come to terms with. I'm just like, wow, people really don't like me being in this space, and I don't know why. So I don't really dress like that anymore because I don't want the judgment. I don't want people talking about me. I don't like people talking in my ear saying that you're fucking weird or you're a fucking poser. Like, excuse my language. I keep cursing. My goodness. But I'm so tired of being called a poser. I'm just like, okay, you know what? If you guys think I'm a poser, fine. I'm totally fine with just listening to the music and being by myself. I'm totally fine with that. And you know, that's not the only music that I listen to. I listen to rap music. I listen to pop music. I listen to EDM music. I listen to pop, EDM, rap, R&B, soul. Like, you can put me in a room and I could keep up a conversation with whatever genre of music we're talking about, because I just love music. If it sounds good to my ears, I'm gonna listen to it. It's gonna go into a playlist. Simple. And so it was just hard. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people, if you're coming from TikTok, if you're not coming from TikTok and you just happen to scroll across this video because whatever, a lot of people are going to be like upset with me. They're going to be like upset. And maybe that makes me a poser. I don't fucking know. Oh my God, I gotta stop. And maybe that does make me a poser. I don't know. At this point, I just want to live my life and dress how I want to dress and do what I want to do. And that's that. I'm not really out to impress anyone or prove to anybody that I'm alternative. And I just don't have it in me anymore. So you want to know one of the ways that I rebel and I'm creative with my style is that I pretty much wear anything that I want, and I make it look good to me. If it looks good to me, then who cares what anybody else thinks? But I want to show you guys my jacket. I am currently patching this jacket here. It's not done yet. It needs more patches. I have more patches coming. But I have pins and patches all over this jacket. And I want to get more. Eventually the goal is to fill this jacket up with patches and then move on to my next jacket to patch. Other than that, though, yeah, I still listen to the music. Like I said, you could ask me about any band, any mainstream band, any not so known bands, any Christian bands. Like, I know them. Yeah, so let's move on from that. I don't know what else to talk about. My favorite colors are pink and black. I don't really have a favorite food. I'm not picky when it comes to my favorite foods. I'm pretty much eat anything. If it's not moving on my plate, I'm willing to try it once. Okay? If that one time it's a no-go for me, I'm gonna move on with my life. But I at least try everything once. At least try everything once. But if it's moving on my plate, miss me with that. I'm not eating nothing that's moving. It has to be dead. It has to be dead. I work out 4 times a week. I love working out. I love running. I love strength training. I love CrossFit training. Yeah, I just love keeping my body in shape. I eat really healthy fruits and vegetables. I juice a lot. Like, if you guys want any juice recipes, or you guys want to see what I juice and I put in my juices, I can definitely show you that. What else? I am a Christian. Well, not Christian. I don't want to say Christian. I was born a Catholic, but I don't go to church. But I do believe in God. I do believe in the power of prayer. And I do read the Bible. I think there are still, even though people tend to disagree, we can agree to disagree, there are some lessons in the Bible that I still hold near and dear to my heart. And knowing the Bible gets, knowing the Bible leads me to a better understanding of myself and the God within me. As in the peace of God that has been given to me to create me, if that makes any sense. I'm not a really heavy Christian. Like, I'm not going to jump down your throat about Bibles and scriptures and you're sinning all the time. Like, no, I'm not that type of person, but I do believe in God. I do believe in the power of prayer, and I do believe in the Bible. You know, I think it's really important that you have some sort of faith in your life, whether that's the Torah, whether that's Judaism, whether that's Islam, whether that's Christianity, Buddhism, whatever it is. Because there is, personally to me, I know for sure, there is a creator. Like, whatever that looks like for you, at least you know there is a creator. All of this stuff didn't just come from nothing. I'm sorry. I can't wrap my head around, like, someone who believes in nothing. This just doesn't come from nothing. It comes from something. It has to come from something. Nothing just nothing. You guys just believe nothing. I don't get it. Anyway, what am I talking about? Why did I make this? I'm gonna post it anyway. I'm gonna post it because it's like, who cares? At this point, it's like, who cares? It sounded like a jumbled up mess. Like, this video is a jumbled up mess, but who cares? Who cares? Who's gonna watch this? Come on. Y'all gonna stick around for 42 minutes? No. Ain't nobody gonna stick around for 42 minutes. Y'all might skim it and be like, all right, this girl just talking too much and she's boring. Get with it. You know what I mean? But anyway, if you want to know more about me, more about myself, stay tuned. I'm gonna try to post more consistently and be like do this stuff for real. I'm gonna try to do this stuff for real. I think this year is the year to begin to do that stuff. So, you know, now that I'm settled in my career, I take boards in September, like, things are looking up, and I have a more positive outlook on life besides the last 5 years. And if you want a video on, like, what I went through those 5 years, I would love to dive into that with you guys. But if it's not something that you think is important, then, you know, whatever. But yeah, I think it's time. And it's not like, and I'm not doing this to, like, for fame or recognition or anything like that. I had my taste of clout. It's really not all it's cracked up to be. I'm not gonna lie. It's not. Because it's like, people have people see you on social media and then they have this idealized version of you, like this is how you should be, and you can never make any mistakes, and you can never be insecure. You should always be confident in your own skin and a good role model, and blah 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 blah. It's annoying. It's annoying. So this is not for clout. This is not for fame. This is not for recognition. This is not for nothing. This is just for fun. I'm just gonna have fun. So hopefully I get more consistent with the posting. I get more consistent with the singing and just showing you guys what I would like to do outside of my career. Yeah, that's it. Goodbye. No edits, no nothing. If you watch this all the way through, I applaud you because this was a mess. Why are you still here? Bye.